Welcome back to the lunch table, food for thought. I'm Nico Blitz. Make sure you hit that subscribe button at the bottom left-hand corner. We're also on Apple Podcasts, SoundCloud, YouTube, and the iHeartRadio app. So the other day, I'm hanging out with Bootleg Kev and Brown Boy Maj, probably at like 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning. He said, yo, let's just go on live and play anybody's music. So we're going through a whole bunch of trash, and then we found at least one gem amongst everybody on that live feed. This guy's from the IE. I think the song that he played for us was called Switched Up. Really good record. I highly recommend you listen to that one. Regi Levi, what's poppin', man?
What's up, brother, man? Thank you for having me.
Yeah, happy to have you, bro.
Man,
I'm surprised you didn't come with like the banging hair that I
Oh,
saw on
man,
your Instagram,
no,
bro.
I actually shaved that off, man.
What?
Like, it's like a month now, you know.
Why'd you shave it? Okay, for everybody who's wondering what the hell I'm talking about, he had like what? Like
I had,
dreads,
like,
damn
some
near.
locks, yeah.
That's
But,
crazy.
I don't know. It was kind of just like the spur of the moment, you know what I mean? I was like, I actually hit my boy up. I was like, yo, bro, you want to just shave my head off tomorrow? And then he was like, what, are you sure? I was like, yeah, just shave it all off. And then so I went to his house and I went bald.
Bro,
Yep.
See, I was expecting you to come here looking hella banging for the camera and whatnot, but it's all good. How long were you growing those dreads for?
A year and several months. So, yeah, my hair grows fast.
That's it?
Yeah.
See, I've been
super
growing my
fast.
hair for a little over a year. It was nowhere like
Really?
yours.
Wow.
What'd you have to do to get the dreads?
Nothing. Honestly, my friend kind of she freestyled it, whatever. So it was I like the messiness look, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? So my hair was legit messy, and so I dug it, you know what I mean? So it's crazy because we also put hair glue. Oh man, it was like my hair was like black, and then it was just a mess.
Hair
but,
glue.
Yeah.
I don't know about all that, man. The closest thing I got were braids, and I was already like kind of tired of it because then my hair was just, you know, it was like pulling off my scalp.
No, I feel it. Yeah, sometimes, you know what I mean, like my head starts getting dizzy as well because of how tight it gets, especially when she's like pulling on it.
Yeah.
So.
Okay. So I can see why you wanted a fresh start.
No,
per
most
se.
definitely, yeah.
And I also don't see that many Asians with dreads either.
Yeah.
You should have
Kind of
kept.
rare. I should have, but all in due time because I'm planning to regrow it again. You know what I mean? So.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's good,
I'll
man.
go for
So I don't really get too many people out from the IE. I think like the names that I've gotten so far: Noah James.
Oh, that's the brother. Yeah.
Adrian Gamboa too.
Gambo, I've never heard of.
Never heard of him, man. You're fucking up, man.
I know. I'm
That's your
fucking
own
up.
city. Now, just shout out to AG, man.
AG, okay.
But there's not too much representation that comes out of like IE hip hop
Right.
per se. Like who from like the city were you listening to growing up, if you were?
You know what? I feel like the Inland Empire is not getting the light they need to get because we are being overshadowed by cats in LA.
LA for
You
sure.
know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so that's why. But it's crazy because there's actually a lot of talents out in the Inland Empire. You know, I feel like we need that platform and we need to show ourselves more because there's a lot of talented people out there.
I mean, talented people like who?
Got
Name
my
drop.
brothers.
Name
You
drop.
know, first of all, shouts out my brother's Bad Genre. Shouts out my brother Ismail. Shouts out my brother Wakas. Shouts out my brother Bobby Bell. Shouts out
Okay.
my brother Mike, Cody
Okay.
Seville. You know, so there's a lot of talented artists, DJ Madrid, and these are just also my close friends. You know, but even then, it's like I feel like these guys they need the shine that they deserve as well. You know, because it's like myself, it's like. I'm trying to get out there as well. We're all just trying to make it, but I feel like we're all trying to do what everybody in LA is already doing. So it's like, you know what I mean? I don't know, the type of music and whatnot. So it's always good to just be different. But sometimes I see that like these guys are sounding like these guys, and so they want to do that because these cats are from LA, they made it, so I'm gonna try to do something like that.
Get
You know what I mean? So
like
it's
there's way too much LA influence that goes on to the IE, so that it's kind of like the IE can't solidify their own sound because they're so close to LA.
Exactly. And so when you think of California, what do you think of? You think of the West Coast. You think of LA. You think of like, you know what I mean? You know, cats like RJ and their sound, and YG and all that West Coast, the boom, boom, or whatever, you know what I mean? So
the 808s
the bass, the
and-
808s, yeah, bro. So it's crazy. And so, but there's lots of like Sminos out there in the Inland Empire with their own natural sound. There's lots of like, even Chance influence styles and sounds. You know what I mean? So, but it's just that they're not getting recognized because it's crazy. You know what I mean? You hear local artists and you think, man, these guys suck, whatever. But then you can hear an artist who already has a name for themselves that kind of, in a sense, has that same sound, but you'll be like, oh man, like you'll be on their dick because it's like they're already popping, they have a name for themselves. You know what I mean? So it's like, yeah, I try to give it the benefit of the doubt, and like, I don't know, like I like to just let the music speak for itself.
Yeah.
You know, and so.
Well, that's why even listening to your sound, I couldn't really tell you're from the Inland Empire because based off the sample size that I'm getting, right, between like Noah James and my boy Adrian Gamboa and yourself, like you, all three of you are on totally different like wavelengths, like, and it's kind of interesting because when you think of the Bay Area, right, you just think of like everything that like slaps, hard bass, like hella hard snare and everything, and so I'm wondering if there's ever that universal sound that all of you can look at and be like, yeah, this is definitely Inland Empire music.
Not at the moment. Honestly,
Not at the moment.
I can't even think of it. I can't even think of like a specific sound or genre or style or that's like, oh, that's IE type. You know what I mean? Or yeah, I can't even think of that.
That's crazy, man. Wow, man. So it seems like the doors are wide open for anybody from the IE to really get pushed out,
right?
And then for that one person to be like, oh, like,
correct. Yeah, I mean,
this is the sound that we're
there
cultivating.
There are some like artists, like Hit Boy came out from the IE.
Yeah, for sure.
Audio Push, you know what I mean? But it's like, that's about it. That's really all I can think of in a sense. You know, I can't think of more artists that's out from the IE. Like that's actually like
that's like at that level. Yeah.
So I honestly can't. You know what I mean? So
yeah,
I might be sleeping
man.
on my own city. Yeah, my bad.
See, I was waiting for you to be like, well, I'm captivating the sound right now. You dig? Like, I'm the one.
No, I feel it. I don't know, man. I like to just let my music talk and speak for itself,
sure.
You know, so yeah.
And also that sweater speaking for itself. I see a whole bunch of like fuck yous and everything on it, bro. That is probably the loudest sweater that anybody's ever came in with.
No,
where do you get a sweater like that?
You know what? Shouts out my dad. He actually got this for me for my birthday. So I mean, shouts out Pops if you're watching this.
When was your birthday?
May 27th.
Oh, so kind of recent, about 2 months ago.
Yeah,
Happy belated birthday, man.
Thank you.
So Regi, when do you start becoming I don't know if I want to even consider you a rapper, man.
Right.
Like when do you start putting yourself into this music world?
You know, growing up, just a little backstory. My dad was actually a musician back home in Indonesia, and he hates when I talk about it, but he was a famous musician back home in Indonesia, and he was a drummer.
What's your dad's name?
His name is Ari Ayunir.
Okay.
And so he's a drummer for this band named Potret, and he growing up, my brother and I, we used to watch him like on TV, MTV Awards and stuff like that. And there was this one where he was like, his band just kept winning multiple awards. And I remember watching that. And then I also remember like he would take us out to like his shows and on tour and stuff like that. And so it would inspire me. My parents, they give up their whole like career and dreams back home. And we moved here back in 2001 just so my siblings and I can, you know what I mean, pursue a better education and schools and whatnot. And so, but ever since I was a kid, you know, I always had music with me. I started playing the guitar and singing. I formed a band with my brother and sister. But then
what was the band called?
It was called Rez Project. Well, because Rez, the R-E comes from my name and my brother's name. His name is Reno. My name is Regi. And then the Z came from my sister's name, which is Zika. So Rez Project. My dad kind of named it.
That's
it was
pretty cool.
Yeah, you know what I mean? So a little background. But after that, we fell apart, and then I formed a band with some other people, and also my brother.
What does a fall apart with your siblings look like? Because you can't get away from them.
Right. No, it was nothing bad. It was just like, okay, like we
so
just
what are we really doing here, guys?
Exactly, you know what I mean? So we kind of just like went our separate ways in a sense, you know, so... Excuse me.
Still living in the same house, going separate ways.
Yeah,
that sounds like the weirdest scenario that could ever happen.
Yeah, but I mean, like, there's no beef between us or anything. You know what I mean? So it's like, after that, I just started writing lyrics, making my own music, and putting on MySpace music. But then I kind of just converted to hip hop. It was just so weird. I used to hate hip hop music, man. I always tell this in every interview that I'm in. Like, I used to dislike hip hop rap music. To me, it was so simple. I didn't like it, complex music. I like screamo and rock and
Yeah, like kind of all over the place, but
Yeah.
also controlled.
yeah. But then, as I got older, I grew a fan of hip hop, and I started to like simplicity more. You know what I mean? Like simple is better. Like I don't know.
Who's like the
It's
one?
crazy.
Who's like the one rapper that made you think, okay, I can really give hip hop a try now?
I mean, it was like growing up. It was Eminem, 50 Cent, and Kanye West.
Damn, okay.
So yeah. So and then from there I was like, oh shit. Especially when like listening to like the Graduation album.
Oh yes.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Graduation.
I love Kanye's early work
Oh
much
yeah,
better
College
than he did,
Dropout, like bro, like All Falls Down. How it has like
To be honest, like
Dude.
Kanye was the person who made me really fall in love with samples.
yeah,
Like, you know what I mean? Like, I know hip hop's been around to the point where they just kept on grabbing from like every single place, and
Right.
everything would damn near be a sample. But Kanye was the first to really cultivate, I guess, like that squirrely noise. You know what I mean? When you kind of just like take a vocal sample, then high pitch it.
Oh yeah, okay.
And that's what made me really think like, wow, like
yeah,
hip hop, like you can do so much with hip hop.
right. Yeah, you can, and he, like, I look up to him heavy. You know what I mean? Not just of the music, but just as a person. I mean, this dude, like, in my personal opinion, like whatever he touches, it can be gold.
100%.
That's just what I think. You know what I mean? Because from production to, I mean, like his beats to his own music to the fashion that, you know what I mean? Like he touched all these things, and it's like who doesn't
Nobody
have
else
these,
is
these
doing
are-
it like Kanye.
Exactly. You know what I mean? So it's like, I don't know, for sure.
Yeah.
Definitely like one of my number one, like influential, like, you know, hip hop.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know.
Well, I mean, that's why I also see like a difference between him and Jay-Z is that I think Kanye is a lot more active, not necessarily active in the community, but it's
Right.
like I feel like his name is a lot more recognizable to people
Right,
because
right.
he's had like, you know, his fashion line, because he has like the shoes out there, and because he just keeps on making music that is furthermore, it just keeps on evolving. Like
Right.
the College Dropout Kanye is way different from like the
Life of
Yeezus and the
Pablo.
Life of
Yeezus
Pablo
was
Kanye.
so different, but I
Yeah.
fucking love that album. I don't know about you, man. That 8-track album, that was just.
I see.
As you hear the intro, it was like boom, 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 boom.
See,
I was
my
like,
thing
yo,
was
what is
like,
this? You know?
initially I wasn't really messing with it,
Uh-huh.
but then the more I listened to it, the more I was like, okay,
Yeah, it just
I get
it grows on you.
Yeah, it grows on you because it's different.
Right. Yeah, it was crazy. I went to the Yeezus tour, craziest tour, and I remember this vividly. He had this mountain on stage,
Woo.
and then the mountain split in half, and then this guy dressed up as Jesus walked out onto stage.
That's crazy.
And then Kanye faced him, and then he kneeled on one knee, took off his mask, and all you hear was boom, boom, boom.
Damn.
Boom, boom, boom. Well, I was like, yo,
That's
what? You know what I
ill.
mean? Jesus Walk started playing. I was, that took me, because I was just like, yo, that was just dope how it came out.
Yeah.
And like, you know what I mean? The transition of the whole thing, and like, the transition was just amazing. And I was just shocked, you know what I mean? So it was, I love that. It's like, that's not a rapper. That's an artist. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's an entertainer. That's a performer. That's like, because he had to think about all that. He had to plan that out, you know, years before, probably, not even months, years.
Yeah, he
you know what I
didn't
mean?
just say like, oh, let's hop
Exactly.
up on stage and let's figure it out as we go.
Let's have a mountain. Let's have these animals running up to the mountains, and these choir singers it was just crazy. I was
you
baffled.
sound extremely inspired by it.
Oh no, I was, you know what I mean? So
And the reason why I say that is because whenever I do see, you know, up and coming artists do performances, it's like
Right.
the same shit. It's like you just see like the vocal samples like getting played in
Right,
the
right,
back, and then
right.
like you know, it's really just like let's play the track and then see what happens.
Right.
But then I really enjoy the way you're thinking, because I don't know if you've ever like performed live in front of people like that,
Mm-hmm.
but like I can imagine with the inspiration that you have like set in your head right now
Right.
that you can do like big things like Kanye has done on stage.
You know, bro, all in due time. If I ever had that amount of like popularity, the budget, I would for sure do
100%.
something like that. You know what I mean? Like right now, of course, I've just done shows where I'm just performing, and then you know what I mean. That's it.
Yeah.
But it's like I want to do more. That's why my friends and I, we try to make our outfits different or something like that. Like the last show we opened up for a YBN Cordae, we all came out with the.
Oh wow!
We all came
over
out,
what? Just like over here, right?
Yeah, it was
in
at
LA?
the no, it was at the Chain Reaction Anaheim.
Oh shit!
So yeah, it was crazy how I got about getting that show. But we came out with the what is it called? The workers, what is it? Construction workers like fit.
Yeah,
oh man,
okay.
it was like I was just trying to think of something different. And me and my friend, we was at the swap meet, like, yo, bro. And we was walking around, we saw that, it was like, let's just buy this shit and just wear it
Yeah,
on
no,
stage.
I get it,
So-
because from afar, if you're just some brand new kid like on stage in front of like a whole bunch of people who don't know
Right.
you, they're gonna remember you as like, oh, that was the kid with the
Yeah,
construction worker
exactly,
outfit.
Exactly. So it was dope.
So then, how'd you even get up to that point where you were performing for, or you were opening up for YBN Cordae in Anaheim?
It was crazy because there was this promoters, my friends, and they shouts out to Eric and Garrett, but Eric called me and he was like, yo, send me your music ASAP. And so I sent him my music, and then he told me that he was gonna submit it to the YBN's management or whatever. I was like, okay, sure.
Shout out to Ace.
I didn't think much of it. I didn't think much of it. So, and then the next day he called me like, hey, so I sent your music out to YBN's management, and then their management picked you. Out of 10 people submitted, they chose me.
That's
and I was just shocked, you know what I mean? So I was like, oh shit. And so, my bad. The next day, I went to Chain Reaction and picked up the tickets, and from there it's history.
Yeah, man,
So-
that's nuts. Did you get a conversation in with YBN Cordae?
No, I didn't see him,
Damn, man.
And my brother and my friends did, though. They was outside. I was inside. I was enjoying the music, you know what I mean? But they're all posted outside, and then next, they came inside like, yo, look, I took a picture. I was like, yo, I missed out, bro. Like, because I was just so inside. I was inside. I was enjoying
Yeah,
the
I
vibe
get
and
you.
watching, you know what I mean? Because it was some artists, and then myself and my friends, and then an artist named Duckworth.
Yeah,
And then
Wow,
it was
shit.
Cordae. And Cordae brought out like Namir and them. It was
Damn,
just
so you
dope.
opened up for Duckworth too.
Yeah,
That's
no,
nuts.
Duckworth was a dope person. Like we was talking to Duckworth because he was there inside. So
Yeah.
I was just talking to Duckworth.
What was that
and
conversation like?
It was just dope. I told Duckworth, I was like, yo, one day I'm gonna be where you're at. One day I'm gonna be where you're at. That's just it.
What do you say?
I was like, all right. You know what I mean? I don't know. I feel like artists at that level, they just hear a lot of shit. So they're just like, whatever. Okay.
Yeah.
So but
But honestly,
know.
it's good. It's good to be in that circle in
Most
which, like,
definitely.
you were able to have a conversation with him, and
Most
not
definitely.
on some like I just randomly walked into
Right,
him,
no,
but it's like it's
exactly.
because you opened up for
Right.
Duckworth and you opened up for Cordae. So to
Right.
me, like that's already a way bigger accolade than a lot of people can really say right now. That's
Right.
nuts. So I mean, congrats to you,
Man,
bro. That's tight.
Thank you. Appreciate it, bro.
So Reggie, you split off from the band with your siblings,
Right.
and then you end up creating another band with your homies.
Yeah, well, my brother was also part of that band. It was like a band of like 6 of us.
So y'all basically just kicked out your sister.
Well, no, we didn't really kick her out. We just kind of, because this other band that we kind of formed, it was like 6 guys, and we were all brothers. Like me, my brother, these 2 other guys were brothers. These 2 other guys were brothers. So it was just like a band of brothers. You know what I
Got
mean?
you.
And it was just crazy. But I'm thankful for that experience as well. We got to open up for this ballet show in Fontana. It was just so
That's so
weird
random.
and random. Yeah, so we did that, and I was a guitarist. It taught me a lot, you know what I mean? So that's why, like I love performing. It's just crazy seeing myself. Like back then, I used to be so nervous and speaking in front of like 15 students. You know what I mean? Just like if I had a presentation in
Yeah.
class, and I used to be so nervous, my hands start shaking, I started sweating. I'm still doing the same damn thing
I mean,
before
I
a
hope
show.
you're not sweating right
oh, no,
now,
I'm
bro.
cool now.
Like, we're chill, man. I got the
Yeah.
AC on. We should be good.
No, yeah. No, like I kind of grew over that, but I mean, like even still, like minutes before a show, bro, like my friends know, like I be pacing back and forth, I'm shaking
Just
and
hella
whatnot.
nervous,
But once
yeah.
I hit that stage and the mic is in my hand, I'm cool. You know what I mean?
That's what's
it.
up, man.
That's
You're not
it.
doing no Eminem. I'm gonna throw up
Oh,
in
no.
the bathroom really
No.
quick.
No, nah. Because to me, it's like, man, like this is what I'm trying to do. So why the hell am I gonna be scared of it? You know what I mean?
yeah.
So the whole shaking of my hands and pacing back and forth is just the adrenaline coming in. You know what I mean? So it's like, okay, and it's also a fear of not trying to mess up. You know what I mean? Everybody has that fear, but
Then you just hope that you release all that adrenaline as soon as you end up on stage.
Exactly.
No, that's tight, man. So, I mean, even as you said you were a guitarist in that band with like your brother and like 5 other people.
Mm-hmm.
When do you decide that you want to be a solo artist?
I think it was around 8th grade. I
How old are you?
I'm 24.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Asian genetics. You feel me?
I'm about to say, like, because I'm 26.
Oh shit. Okay.
So we're not too far apart. So once you said 8th
all.
grade, I'm like, I don't know if this guy is like younger.
Yeah.
So I just need to know.
No, I'm actually pretty old. I feel pretty old, man. Like
You're
20.
You're
no, bro.
24. You're
no,
fine.
bro. If you think about it, though, you see cats these days. They're making it at 17, 18, 19. So it's just like, damn, dude. I wasted that whole. You know what I mean? Like me personally, like thinking that way because it's like shit. Sometimes I regret the shit that I've done. I could have been doing this, but instead I was like hanging out with some friends and doing this or whatever. I could have been doing this, but I was playing video games and this. You know what I mean? So it's like, damn. And then now I'm just trying to rush it and just trying to not really rush it, but I'm trying to
kind of catch up.
Yeah, catch
to
up.
Yourself.
Yeah, exactly. So
No, I feel you, man. I felt that exact same way because even being in radio, right? I had an opportunity to do like a huge internship back in the Bay Area where I'm from, and I said no. And I was probably like 18, 19 years old at that time,
Right.
and I thought to myself, well, why am I going to do an internship when I can, just make money at the job that I currently have?
Right.
And it didn't dawn on me how much more beneficial it would have
would've
been if I took
yeah.
that internship.
Most definitely.
But like now, still on the radio, still doing what I do, but
Yeah.
that's always one thing that I keep in the back of my head. Like,
kinda
what
regret
if
it?
I just, in
Yeah.
a sense, like, I wonder what would have happened if I had taken that internship, like, way back then, as opposed to, like, focusing on a job that was only getting me monetary gain, like,
Right.
temporarily. Or if I was fucking around with, like, my girlfriend at that time.
Right.
Like, I wonder, like, I think back at those times, which was realistically only, like, 8 years ago, and I'm just like, wow, like, imagine how much more I could be accomplishing now.
Right. Or like where you'd be at like right now or something. Yeah, because I'd be thinking the same way. You know what I mean? It's just like I regret it, but then sometimes again, like I don't, because I mean, like everything happens for a reason. So I'm thankful for what's going on right now. You know what I mean? Like I'm here with you.
Yeah.
You know,
and
so
you're
it's
right,
like,
man. And all you had to do was hop on Instagram Live.
Exactly. No, it was crazy. It was crazy because that was like at 2-3 in the morning, man.
It was hella late,
was
bro.
super
And
late.
we were like stupid faded. So
Yeah.
every single one of our reactions was on point and like hella real.
Yeah. No. Yeah, man. Kev was just on it, bro. I was like, damn.
Bro, I was telling you, like, he would be looking at me and he knew when it was like some trash ass shit. I was just off the camera, just like, go next, go next, go
I
next.
feel it.
But as soon as your shit hopped on, I was just like, okay, this is new.
That's dope.
I like
you.
it.
Thank you.
So I think it was Switched Up, and you
Switched Up,
actually have
yeah.
a whole project out.
Yeah, it's my self-titled project, my self-titled album, just Regi Levi.
Yeah.
So yeah.
How long did it take for you to create that project?
A long ass time, man. You know, actually, Switched Up is 5 years old now.
No.
So it's an old song, bro. I dropped it on SoundCloud back in 2014.
Holy shit.
Way back, and I had a good amount of plays. I mean, for me at least on SoundCloud.
Yeah.
But when I was making the album, I had 6 songs or 7 songs, and then my dad actually told me to. He's like, "Yo, what happened to that song? It switched up." And then I was like, "Oh, I'm not gonna put it on the album because it's an old song." I was like, "Nah, you have to put it. You have to put it on the album." Like my dad was legit helping me out through this whole journey, cause like after I recorded some shit, and then if it was just off key by a bit, he'll be like, no, like we have to pitch that, So I brought it back to my Logic Pro, and then put out the flex pitch and just kind of help, like, you know, and it was just crazy. And he'd stay up with me till like maybe 2 a.m., 3 a.m. sometimes, and just.
Damn.
So my dad actually helped me out, and I thank him a lot. You know, and then I'd take it back to the studio, and then have my brother Irez mix and master it, and it was just crazy, but. It was a fun journey, you know what I mean? So it was dope. Like, I miss it. So, like, at the moment right now, I'm just trying to still promote it and whatnot.
You know, that's really cool because not a lot of people can, for one, be in this music industry, and for two, be in this industry while having their family, like, not only, like, supporting them, but actually being a part of the process. Because I've met a lot of people who have fathers, like, or mothers who, like, listen to like their kids' projects, but then not too many who are just like, no, we need to do this, we need to make some modifications. Right. And on top of that, your brother being able to mix and master the thing, it's like all the money. I mean, I don't know if you guys ever talked about this, but even all the monetary gain goes back to, you know what I mean? Yeah, like it just stays in the family.
Yeah. No, when I say brother, he's not really my brother.
Oh, yeah. Come on, bro.
I call everybody my brother, man. Like you my brother, but like no, he's my friend Iris, but he mixed and mastered it. My brother, he's actually like my manager.
Oh, there we go.
Your Asian Poppy. He's been on it. I know Kev's been saying, man, who's this Asian? Your Asian Poppy's hopping on my live. That's my brother. So that he's like the manager.
Yeah, that's kind of crazy. Wait, your Asian Poppy.
Yeah,
why does that sound so familiar?
Because he was on Kev's live too, and Kev was like, "Yo, Nico, wait, how's there an Asian Poppy when we have Tony or Nico in here?"
Oh, he did. He ended up following, man. You know what? I'm just gonna follow him back.
That's love. Yeah, that's my brother. So he's been helping me out a lot, and yeah.
That's what's up, man. So that's like your actual brother, your Asian Poppy.
My actual brother,
Okay, for sure. We're going to have to talk more then.
Yeah, what's that?
So considering your dad was like this famous drummer from this Indonesian band, how easy or difficult was it for you to tell your parents that you're going to pursue music as a career?
It was like 50-50. I don't know. It wasn't necessarily easy. It wasn't necessarily hard.
Because you know how the Asian parents be like, bro.
No, trust me. My mom was like, she's your stereotypical Asian mother when it comes to doctor, lawyer, nurse, and RN, whatever. And so, when I graduated high school, I went to community college, and I'm still at the community college because I've been messing up big time, bro. But I was studying business, not for myself, because of my parents. You know what I mean? So, and I hated it. I dreaded. I was depressed, and I was like, "What the hell? Like, this is not me. Like, I don't care for this and that." My brother's studying business. You know what I mean? So, but then I told my parents that I'm gonna change it. So I changed it to psychology. I was like, "Fuck
That's so
this,
funny,
man!"
Bro, because at community college, I also took psych, and as soon as I took the first class, I was like, "Man, fuck all this shit. There's just way too many terms."
Exactly, bro. Bro, I took my first psych class, got a D. I was like, nope. So I convinced my parents, like, I'm just gonna, go into music. That's what I'm studying now. So I'm trying to go for like the commercial music side of it. I want to understand the music business aspect, because if I don't become an artist myself, man, like, I would love to own my own studio, or because I'm also like I'm learning to engineer, and I mix and master myself, and so I want to do anything and everything that touches bass in the industry, you know what I mean? Manager or something like that. Shit, I can do it probably, you know what I mean? So it's like I want to do it all, like, but at the moment I'm trying to focus on myself becoming an artist and trying to help my people around me. And
well, honestly, that's a really good mindset to have, because Wendy Day, she actually used to be I think some sort of like label rep for Young Money, Cash Money, and she said that one of the most detrimental things for an up and coming artist is the fact that they do not understand that the music industry is a business.
No, facts.
So you have to understand like all facets of the business before you really hop into it.
Right. I had an opportunity to meet up with Scott Storch's manager. Craziest shit of my life, bro. Because shouts out my bro Paul. Not really my brother, but Paul.
brother Paul.
Brother Paul. He linked me up. He linked all of us up. Anyways, though, it was right here. There's a studio nearby right here, right?
Oh yeah.
Weddington. It's a neighborhood watch studio. But anyways, there's that pizza joint like right on Lancashire. I'm sorry, I'm giving the address.
It's all good.
But anyways, we was up there, and then we went to the 44 Hertz studio, and then Scott Storch's manager was there. I got to play him my music. It was just a dope feeling, And then Paul linked me up with this other artist. He goes by Young Viz from the OC, and then him and I had to hop on one of I forgot his name. Damn, I feel like it was like something Jackson or something like that. But anyways, he had some beats, and so me and this guy Viz, we hopped on the beat. We recorded, but I don't know what happened. You know what I mean? So
song never got released or anything.
Yeah, I don't know, but it was a dope song.
Yeah, that's tight.
It was a dope feeling. Oh no, why I brought that up is because he says some shit along the lines of like, look, like the business in music is very crucial. You know what I mean? Like people these days, they drop music without anything, without thinking of how to promote it, without thinking of how to advertise and how to spread it out to people. They think that, oh, I'm gonna just drop music and then boom.
Yeah, it's just gonna instantly catch fire.
Exactly, you know what I mean? So you have to be annoying. Like honestly, you have to be annoying. I read some interview about Fetty Wap where he's like, oh, I dropped Trap Queen. I just for a whole year or something like that. He just kept posting and reposting until he lost followers and people he unfollowed him because he was annoying, whatever. And that was like a hit song. You know what I mean?
There's a lot of ways to go about it. Like I'll get a lot of artists DMing me their song, like over and over again to the point where I'm just like, okay, I can't give everybody my time, but then like if it's something that really catches my eye, I will take it. Or for instance, I had this guy and his name is Damboy, right? He's from Hawaii, and what he did was his song became the #1 reggae song like in Hawaii, and the only reason he got that was because he was like throwing it out to all the radio stations over there. He was emailing it to every single blog that he could find. And naturally, you get maybe like 5 or 6 placements. Like you're gonna get some streams and you're gonna get some recognition. Like I hate it when people think that, oh, let me just hit up the people at the radio station and then they could play my one song, then I'm popping, right? Like it doesn't work that way. Like you have to hit every small revenue you can and then get a placement that way, because then if you get 500 like small places to play your shit at least once versus one radio station that's gonna play your shit once, like you get 500 more plays. Like most think definitely. Smarter that way, you know?
No, most definitely. That's why, like, honestly these days for upcoming artists, it's easy, but it's also hard. It's hard because everybody else is trying to do the same thing. It's easy because you don't need a label these days. You don't. You know, all you just need is go through a distribution. There's lots of distribution companies online. Upload your music. And then all it takes is that Apple Music's playlist or that one Spotify playlist to just boom. Once you get in there, it just spreads it out and then people can listen to it. And then, you know what I mean? That's all it takes. But
then that one song is just going to get like a shit ton of streams, which is fine because then your name is fucking everywhere now.
And I always tell my friends, like, yo, like, once you start doing that, don't go back to SoundCloud. SoundCloud is dead.
Yeah.
Like, in all honesty, you know what I mean? Because SoundCloud is dead. Might as well drop your music on these platforms and get some money out of it. Whether it's like $5, $10, it's something. You know what I mean? Instead of getting nothing from SoundCloud. It's just my personal opinion.
No, I don't. You never know. That one song, all that one song needs is just one like retweet.
Exactly. All it takes is that one person or two.
Maybe it's just like a year later, but then that one song that had 500 plays will get like 500,000.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, you never know, man.
All in due time.
Honestly, I really like where your head is, bro. I think you'll be just fine.
Thank you.
You'll be okay.
Thank you. I've been studying it a lot. You know what I mean? So I've been watching people. I mean, it's always good. My dad always told me like the most successful people, they listen and watch people. And so,
what's the most, I guess, mind-blowing piece of information that you got studying the music industry so far?
Studying the industry? Can you like expand on what do you mean?
Well, like kind of like you came across like a particular fact or like you learned something about the music industry where you were just like, wow, I never really know that's how they did it.
To be honest with you, like,
I mean, if you haven't, that's fine too.
I haven't really like came across anything like that because it's like, in a sense, I kind of understood how it was. You know what I mean? Because this music industry, entertainment industry, period, is it's a business. So you have to understand that. You know what I mean? Anything is business. You are a commodity. My dad always tells me, you are a commodity. You are the product. You have to learn to sell yourself. Not sell your soul, but sell yourself. You know, my dad would always tell me this, like, you are a rapper. Like, no, not a rapper, but like a candy rapper. Let's say you're a candy rapper, okay? So the audience, the listeners, they're the buyers. You are this candy rapper. If you make yourself look good, like this is a candy, right? And you know, a dope design on a wrapper, whatever. It's like a gold wrapper, let's just say. The people will be like, oh shit, what is that? They'll buy it. So no matter if your music is trash or not, your image sells already. Does that make sense?
That's
true. They'll take the candy because of the wrapper, of how it looks. Just same as you as an artist. They might look at you and peep you out because of how you look. Now they can open it if they like how it tastes. Then yeah, if they can listen to your music. If they like how it sounds, it's like, oh shit, I fuck with this heavy. If they don't, then it's like, oh, it's just a one-time thing type shit. You know what I mean? So I don't know, and that always sticks with me. So simple cliche things like that. I don't know why.
It sounds to me you should have kept the dreads.
Yeah, you know what? I think that's myself too, because it's like, I'd get recognized, just not recognized. Oh, you're Reggie. Not that, but it's more so like, what the hell? Like, who's this kid? Like, what the hell? Because like my friends know that, like, I like to just look messy. Sometimes I'll wear sweats or whatever. I like to bum it out and just, you know what I mean? But yeah, and sometimes I think like, damn, I should just keep my dreads, but I know that in the future I'm gonna get it again.
All right.
You know, my locks, and you know, I like it. I don't know why. I don't know.
Well, shoot, man, I really like the game that your dad's been putting you on, and
Yeah.
I think having him by your side, along with like your actual brother too, who's
Right.
managing you, like I think you're gonna be just fine, Reggie.
Thank
You'll
you.
be just fine. Where can
Thank
everybody
you.
find you, man? Before we end, bro,
Okay.
like, do you have like any other projects, or are you just gonna be releasing singles throughout the rest of the year?
I'm planning just to release singles. You know, I'm gonna try to focus on music videos too. So I need to get that visuals out, man. Because right now I've just been low key about it, and yeah, I need to step my
Stop being
visual.
low key, bro.
I need to step my visual game up, man. I gotta do that for sure.
Yeah, man.
So
Well, shout out to you. Where can everybody find you, man?
thank you. You can find me on Instagram at Regi Levi. My website is up again. It's regilevy.com. You can find me on Apple Music, Spotify, and every other streaming platforms. Yeah, that's about it. Yeah,
There we go, man.
Regi Levi.
Well, this is the lunch table, food for thought.
Hey,
I'm
lunch
Nico
table.
Blitz, Reggie Levy, and
Thank
we're
you,
out,
Nico.
everybody.
Peace out, guys.